Welcome to the back nine of the Bay Course. We're in our third round here at the New Year's Classic at the beautiful Lake Chabot Golf Course.
I'm Cody Kirkland, working with Peter Sontag, doing commentary here, and I am also on the screen doing throwing here as well.
Good luck.
I've got a 2-stroke lead at this point over Austin Hoop and Jacob Blair. Thomas and Chris are a little bit off.
Coming down to this hole, this is a good lefty hole, sidearm hole. You want to get this one, but it's not that easy.
Yep, OB along the right side. Cart path is not OB here. I'm really just looking for something that finishes a little left of the basket.
The sidearmers are really looking to eat this one up. Good sidearm there, puts it out where you want to be. Lands just about right, but that path can cost you. Good lie.
Gets a big skip, but the tree slows him down, so he is pretty close for birdie.
And what are you throwing here?
I'm going with a Star Rock 3 backhand turnover line here.
It's about where you want it to go. About where you want it to end up. Very nice.
Here's Hoop going with a forehand.
Dude, come on. Oh, he looked away. He didn't look happy.
Yeah, it looks like he overturned it a little bit.
Yeah.
But he will still be putting. He's pin high left, about 40 feet. Chris also going with a forehand. Good height on this one, gets the skip over the path and is about 10 feet away from the basket.
Very
Great
nice.
shot there.
Very nice. Another sidearm.
Last up is Thomas here. A little tight here. We'll see how big of a skip he gets. Gets a pretty big one off the path.
Yeah, there's the path. That's the only danger on that sidearm. Everybody else throwing sidearm, one backhand, but here's where the money's made.
Absolutely. We have everyone in the group putting for birdie. Thomas is probably about circle's edge deep, and Hoop is the furthest away, maybe 40 feet here.
Yeah,
nice putt.
Great putt.
There you go. Not the best try, but he still gets it done.
Yep, keeping his foot on the gas here. Important to pick up this birdie and not lose any strokes to Jacob or myself.
Yeah, especially a sidearm like himself. He's expecting this one.
Thomas for birdie.
Solid putt, but it did not stick. He's not happy.
Yeah, came out a little high, a little left.
Yep. And these baskets won't take that one.
Totally. We're putting on Mach 5s here, which are less receptive for high putts. Anything towards the top of the basket generally won't catch as well.
Nice little tap in there. Good and confident.
Yeah, good birdie for Jacob. I believe that is 4 in a row for him. Really keeping the pressure on and keeping himself in contention to win this tournament.
Definitely makes the guy putting next think about it a little bit. Emphasis on the little bit. Didn't think too much.
Hopefully don't need too much thought on those 10-footers, but I put in plenty there.
That's where you get in trouble, is when you put in too much thought. Tap ins.
Yeah, just the perfect drive here from Chris.
Good steady birdie there.
And at this point in the tournament, we effectively, coming into this hole, we had 18 holes left, including the final 9. So a lot of golf left and really anyone's game.
But still, you start to think about the end, and there's only so much time left. So you got to figure it's either you or the other guy's going to make mistakes. And what are you going to do? Get aggressive or wait for something to come to you?
Hole 11, 286 feet. We have the path here on the right that is not out of bounds. This suits well for a low backhand hyzer or a forehand that has to beat that building on the left. Of note, there is significant wind picking up now from the left, so anything right at the basket is going to be faced with a daunting headwind putt.
Again, this is one that you'd want to get. That's a little bit low. It's not going to get the good drive that he wants.
Yeah,
But
probably
it's
about
very birdable.
25 feet there for Jacob. We'll see if he can capitalize.
Sit. Sit.
Nice drive there, right up there on the putting green. The trick to this one is to get it up a little bit higher so it can carry left a little bit.
Yeah, both those backhands getting pushed down by the left to right wind here.
Yeah, that wind was tough out there right now.
That's pretty good.
Looks like a pretty nice drive right there with the sidearm. Again, everybody's going to have an uphill putt from there. The good drives are up high. If you give it an ace run, you can land about basket height, but everything, as you can see to the right, is putting uphill. But it's not danger when you're putting.
Yeah, due to the nature of how elevated this basket is, left of the basket is certainly preferable, just to be putting more flat at it. Thomas catches the first tree there on the drive and will have an upshot on this very birdieable hole.
But not a tough upshot, not too much in the way. Just get his work done, take his 3. Everybody else here is working on their uphill putts. Not terribly difficult, but certainly not easy with the wind, because you're going to put this one up and the wind's going to go under it, and we'll see what happens. There you go. Lift it a little bit.
Extremely fortunate to not roll away further after hitting the top of the number plate there. These putts are quite daunting with this wind. You can see the flag blowing in the background to give some sense of it, but this 20-footer from Jacob is feeling more like a 40-footer.
At least, yeah, the wind was really bad right there.
Catches the rim on that putt and rolls backwards. Now he'll be faced with the same putt, but further.
And he's going to have to get a little more aggressive. He's trying to keep it low, not get that belly up into the wind, but as you can see, the wind is just not your friend here.
Just off the rim again. Luckily that one does stick and stays close to the basket, so he won't have to putt a 3rd time in a row.
Here's Hoop after watching that, knowing he's got to put it up high enough to go in, but yet the wind is in his mind, but he just buries it.
Great birdie. A bit of a better angle there for Hoop as well. He wasn't putting directly into the wind. It was kind of off his left shoulder. Makes that a little easier.
And we got Chris, the closest one yet, but it's definitely not easy. But he makes it look easy.
Yeah, well done there.
A little chilly, a little windy. Tap it in. This was not an easy putt with that wind and that elevated basket. Oh, as you can see, do not overlook anything. This one was really tough.
Yeah, not even a bad putt there by Jacob.
Yeah, I had that same exact putt and I was scared.
Yeah, he hit center of the chains, but with the nose as up as it was and with that headwind.
Yeah.
That just came right back out. And you can see on the next one, he really drills it in there, make sure he gets penetration to the chains.
Yep. Yeah, I threw something a little more like that because I was afraid of that 5-footer.
Yeah,
chains.
Thomas rockets in an overhand
and the
2-finger
chains
there.
Helped him on that one. There's no gimmies on that one. Get a good look at the view out there. This is really a nice spot along the ridge line, looking out over the bay. Of course, he's not enjoying the view right now.
Yeah, that kills his momentum for sure. He just picked up, I believe, 4 birdies in a row going to that hole, and then to be put in a 4-putt situation is a tough one.
Yeah, that's really a hard spot for him right now, and that's the mark of, what do you got inside? What are you going to do next? Are you going to keep that momentum going? It's really hard to do. Most people will not.
Hole 12 is a par 3, 450 feet, OB along the right and OB short on that golf green as well. You really have to make a decision whether you're going to go for getting over the green and give yourself a look at birdie, or lay it up short and take the approach shot for the par. The stakes long are not OB here.
Put a lot on it.
You can see the wind blowing those trees.
Yeah.
Hoop's got a great line here.
He's going for it.
And gets over.
Nice.
Will it stay over? It does. Great shot there by Hoop.
Yep. But in that wind, it's still not an easy putt.
No, even where he is now, probably 45 feet short of the basket, with a lot of wind and an elevated basket as well.
Chris playing smart.
Yeah, a little too much hyzer there. Does finish. He actually ends up skipping into this little alcove that is inbounds before the path on the left, so he finds safety over there.
Looks like you're going over the top, trying to get there. If you hit the green, you're going to make it, right? Yep. No problem there.
Yeah, a little too much hyzer on my shot there, but I am safe and about 50 feet left of the basket.
So definitely everybody's trying to get over the green. He pulled it out a little right. If he doesn't hit the green, he's going to be in trouble. If he doesn't keep it out right, and he's got a nice lie right there.
Yeah, probably about 35 feet for Thomas there. Good drive.
That is a nice one. He's going to have a little extra on it after that last hole. Same thing, he's out there for what would normally be a tester, but in this case, I'm guessing it's going to be a layup with this wind.
Yeah, it's pretty strong wind coming basically off the tee from where we teed from. Chris throwing with some tailwind here. Gets it a little long, but probably only 10 or 12 feet.
Good layup there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, actually
Looks like you're hoping.
Caught the top of
It did look like it hit
caught
it.
the top of that stump there,
Little
dropped
tabletop.
immediately out of my hand. Yeah, but it still got up there pretty close, so I was fortunate there.
So from here, normally he'd be going for it, but I think not today.
With that tailwind on that putt, you probably have to putt it hard above the basket, which is a scary proposal. See if Thomas goes for it.
Just thinking about it. Trying it. Nice run right there.
Yeah, just
Kept
chains
it
out
close.
right. Just chains out right. Good run there by Thomas.
That was a very good run.
Yeah,
Take
inch
some
lower
guts.
probably catches.
With this wind too,
Yeah,
it's asking
take some
like,
guts to
if
go
you
for it.
fall over, you're like 40 long.
Nothing wrong with that right there. Smart golfer.
Strong right to left wind here. See if I can cash this one in.
Oh, got it in there, but it did not stay. That's the hard part about that wind. It just gets under it. When it gets in those chains, normally it might just fall down, but
That one, from in person, I'll say that one didn't even look like it was going to try to stay. As soon as it hit the basket, it was
nose up.
immediately vacating. It was,
yeah, the nose was up. And
yeah. I felt good
Yeah.
about the putt, but with that wind direction, it was just
It was like out immediately.
the wrong choice.
it hit the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes right off.
I like tried to put it in firm so it would attend to the veins.
Good tap in there.
If you putt firm, you can spin out too.
Yeah, when you got these elevated baskets and a wind, you really got to be careful. That chains grabbed him there. But there's no gimmies out there on this wind.
Completely agree. This is tough conditions to be playing in at the moment.
Yeah, the sun's out and it's starting to warm up a little, but the wind did not do anybody any good. He's not taking any chances there. Guiding it into the basket the whole way.
That was a little bit of an odd one. Hoop and I discussed that afterwards. I think
Yeah.
he was trying to push into the basket, but maybe it was in his hand and still touching. Either way, nothing was called, so just a par for Hoop there.
Yeah, I'm guessing as long as he doesn't let go of it, there is no call to be made, right? Until he lets go of it, any way, shape, or form, you can't really call anything. So as long as he stayed behind his lie, that's fine.
Yeah, I would say the only rule that might come into play there is you have to technically throw the disc into the basket as opposed to
Right.
placing it in the basket.
Right.
Technically, it has to leave your hand, which is why often you'll see people drop
Before
it in from above. but-
Before it touches the basket.
Yeah.
Right.
Hole 13, par 3, 426 feet. Extremely beautiful hole. You go throwing down into this valley. OB along the right side and a very steep hill. So trying to stick one on the hill is the challenge here. Otherwise, you'll be left with an uphill putt.
This is a very nice scenic hole. Off to the right is wide open spaces, good view.
Yeah, you can see Oakland. You can see the city if it's not foggy. Great drive there from Hoop, probably about 35 feet, right at the basket, putting up the hill.
That's right where you want to be. Maybe a little bit up, but that's perfect. The wind's a little calmer down here in this valley, but it's still into play.
Yeah, still felt like a lot of wind for us here.
Yeah.
Kind of left to right tailwind, which I think is one of the tougher winds for the hole. If you disc up and go more stable, you can dump out early left and not have much of a putt. And if you get it flat or turn it over, it'll just keep drifting right and have a hard time coming back, as we see Thomas is doing here.
Yeah, or you could turn it over and end up in downtown Oakland, and then you'll be really sorry.
Yeah, probably an obstructed 40-footer there for Thomas with that tree potentially in the way.
Yeah, very, very scenic hole. This is a fun one.
Jacob with a great line here. We'll see if it has the right distance.
Nice.
It does, and it sticks.
That's what you want right there. Just give yourself a look at it.
Yeah, on shots like that one, when you're hitting up on that hill, you're just hoping it doesn't roll away. This is a pretty steep hill, so anything that lands up on that hill has a good potential to fall back down.
Yeah, agreed. The fact that it sticks is a good
Right
thing.
in it. Oh, got through.
And then playing like that up above the basket's the way to go.
Yeah, I was fortunate. I got through that tree a little bit and left myself probably a 30-footer or 28-footer for
Yeah,
birdie.
that's the hard part. If you can get around that tree and get up that hill. And here's where the work's done.
Yeah, if Thomas wants to get back in this, he's got to start making some birdies here. We'll see if he can capitalize.
Nice. Great putt. Yep, that's what he needs. Get his momentum going again. Make some birdies.
Yeah, even with all the tumultuous winds and putting, he's only 3 strokes off the lead at this point. He's right there, a lot of golf left.
Yeah, so that one's got to feel good. He's got a lot of golf. He can come into this and still has a chance. Nice level putt. Nice. It's a good lie. Good putt.
Yeah, being up on that hill is a big advantage on this green. If you
Yeah.
can get it.
Yeah, you got some people coming after you now, so you got to make those.
Yeah, especially knowing Hoop's a little closer than I was putting for birdie as well. I knew that one really mattered.
So Austin really needs this one. Did not quite get it up high enough. And you got a bad roll.
Yeah, went from a 30-footer to a 50-footer here. We'll see if he can make this one.
Ooh, the same results. Oh. Doubly down on the same results. That is bad luck right there.
That's about as bad as it gets, rolling 120 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, twice. And this is where, a golfer's got to regroup and take his lumps, come back on the next hole.
Just stop.
This is really a turning point in the round right here. Is when that happens once, it's bad enough. But when it happens twice,
Yeah, Hoop's upshot there actually did hit the pole at the base, and for a second there we were both very worried it was going to come right back down, but it stuck next to the basket.
ugh.
Dang it.
Yeah, if those uphill putts are tough. You really got to get that disc higher than the basket. It's got to be coming down into the chains.
Yeah, give some perspective on how good of a putt Thomas's was when you see the struggles that Hoop
Yeah.
and Jacob had on the similar putts.
Yeah, agreed. So Thomas did well.
Clean up there for Chris for par. Still right in this at 16 under.
Unhappy Austin, rightfully so.
Yeah, loses. Came into the hole with a share of the lead, and now is 3 off. Still a lot of golf left, but you
Right.
hate to give him up there, especially when you're putting for birdie.
Yep. And that's the thing, when you go into the next hole thinking about the strokes you lost or the hole's amount left, so you just got to put that out of your mind and get on to the next hole, because it happens to everyone. That's a really nice putt right there. And that one was not that bad. It just wasn't quite high enough.
Hole 14, 251 feet, extremely technical hole here. The cart path on the right and the left will meet long, and cart path and beyond is OB here. This is an extremely technical turnover backhand or forehand with some sort of putter. The green is quite treacherous as well. Anything that lands by the basket will probably roll away and go OB.
There is the Heiser route out and around.
I didn't see anyone take it, and I didn't consider it, but I think it might be there.
I did consider it, but I did not do it. And I saw some people do it. But
Yeah, with any success?
I believe so, but
Yeah.
this is one that if you have time to play the hole, you'll go out there and look at it.
Yeah,
But-
Thomas is a little too low on his drive, comes up a bit short. I'm a bit high on mine, roll down the hill, but trickle back in bounds.
Ouch. You didn't know that at the time, though, did you?
I couldn't see it until we walked up, so it was quite
Seemed
a
like a good shot.
yeah.
Right. But yeah, this is one, if you walk out there, you play it a few times, throw that hyzer, you think, oh yeah, this is an easy little hyzer. But, 1 out of 2 are going to hit the hill and bounce back, even on a good shot. So
Yeah. The difficulty with this backhand turnover now especially is we have a pretty strong left to right wind, so if you get a little too much turn, it's easy to just sail over that hill and go OB.
Yeah. Or put your sidearm up high and it gets blown away. But that one looks good.
Yeah, good drive there from Hoop. Not sure quite how far he got as far as closeness to the basket, but good line there. This is playing as a very tough hole right now.
Yeah, but it's relatively short, and you look at it and you think, oh yeah, I can get this. But with that wind, not so much.
Yeah, 50-footer here. Thomas is staring at OB
Yeah.
and wants none of it.
Yep,
Try to
agreed.
park the tree. Yeah.
After making a good birdie on the last one.
Yeah, this is one where you can give some away, but you won't pick up a lot.
Right, just keep it in the bank and move on to the next one. Yep. No
Oop.
part of that OB.
Also lays it up there.
So this turned out to be a pretty good lie right here, considering it was OB.
You're about the only place in the green with a safe putt.
Nice. Just up and over the rim. Picked up a stroke.
Yeah, feel pretty good about getting birdies in the last two. I think
Yeah.
those 2 holes are both playing pretty difficult with the wind.
Yeah, that's got to be a good momentum swing right there. Nice one right there, too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep, good cleanup there by Jacob.
Yeah, this one only 251. It's one you think you're going to get, but when you stand up there and the wind's blowing and you know that OB's over there, is you got to throw a backhand turnover or a sidearm that's heading towards the OB. So you got to be aggressive either way.
Yeah, there's not really a safe side of the hole. A lot of holes you can play towards one side knowing it's the safe side, play away from the OB. This hole, long OB, right OB, left OB, you're kind of forced to either attack some sort of the OB if you want to be close or throw a safer shot, as we saw a lot of the group do. Keep it
Yeah.
low and take the par.
If you try and go safe off the green, then your next shot's going to be the one with the OB behind it. But an equal mix of backhand and sidearms there.
Yeah, either shot will really work on that hole. With this wind, I think it was tough to get the backhand super close. I was fortunate to stay in bounds there on the right side.
And make the putt.
Hole 15, 330 feet, left to right. The cart path is not OB here. Really the only difficulty here is this low ceiling as well as the hill in front. So getting the height correct to get close to this basket is quite difficult. We also had a very strong headwind right to left coming into this hole.
Yeah, this one's tough. You gotta hit that small little window right there. And that's what a lot of us did, was turn it over too much. With that headwind, it was not friendly. It did not give you much margin for error.
Here's Thomas going forehand with an extremely overstable disc. It does fight back. And you'll notice even on that skip, instead of skipping down towards the hole, as soon as it skipped up, it flew left again thanks to that wind.
Doesn't give him a very friendly putt.
Yeah, probably about a 40-footer for him.
Oh, be good. Just be. Oh, wow.
That disc is moving a lot up and down. That wind is not helping.
Yeah, Chris there's a little too stable to fight back and stay right to get a birdie look, so he'll be likely forced to lay up from there.
Work. Get low. Beat it. Get low. Beat it.
Jacob going right at it. If he has the height right, he could get right there, but he catches those limbs on the way in.
A little too high.
Yeah, this was really a pick your poison hole for the backhand at this time. If you go flippy, kind of like I did, it's very easy to overturn it with that headwind. And if you go really stable, like Chris did, you'll see that as he gets to the end of his flight path, he's going to be finishing up on that hill, leaving him a pretty untenable putt.
Yeah, it was very touchy right there. The two fingers got a little bit of an advantage here, but even that one's tough.
Here's Jacob for birdie.
I was trying to
Almost
hit
got it,
headwind
but pulled a little right.
Yeah, you may notice the putter fluttering quite a bit there in the wind. It's just so windy. He was putting into a big headwind.
Yeah. This was not an easy green to deal with the wind and the slope. Especially when you're up there on the flats. Like this is all or nothing right here, and he looks like he's going for all.
Yeah, downhill into the headwind. Getting the height right here is quite a challenge.
Yeah, well, that's what he's got to do. He's got to harness that momentum he's got and go for it. Nicely done. Did not cost him anything, but no reward.
Yeah, just an inch or two high from going in. A little lower that catches with those chains.
Austin's feeling this one. It's close enough. He wants it,
Great putt, Austin.
and he gets it.
Oh, yeah.
Almost a little too much off the pole, but
Great
it
birdie
sticks.
there from Austin.
That was very nice.
Yeah, needs that.
Yes, he does.
Here's Chris to clean up for par.
Nothing easy about this with the wind and the hill behind him, but he handles it. Yeah, at this point, everybody's feeling they're in the game. There's nobody that's really out of it. It's anybody's game still.
Yeah, that's the thing with that Final 9 format. Even though we only have 4 rounds left in, the official rounds of the tournament, there's still the Final 9 over at the lake course. So a lot of wiggle room left.
Exactly, and everybody's hoping for a little bit of movement there, expecting a few holes that are going to be a little crazy, and they pick up a stroke here and there. He's going for it. You can just see it's a little bit
Just high. Yeah, I believe Thomas went with I think it was his breaker there instead of his regular putter, just to deal with that headwind, something a little more sturdy. Hole 16, 263 feet, par 3. Very low ceiling if you want to go right at this basket to start, and the green is elevated, drop off on every direction. No real OB, but difficult to get close and difficult to be aggressive on the putting green here.
Yeah, I felt this one was all about the ceiling. You can see he got it down low.
Pretty good.
Yep, good shot there.
He's
Probably
up there.
25 feet or so. Still hard to get all the way to the basket here with that low ceiling.
It is. You really got to risk that branch up top, but you throw it hard like that. The skips aren't that big here, but
Pretty happy.
this one's playing okay. Pull off a little bit to the right. Got to look, but not much. And that's the problem with going high.
Yeah, Thomas fortunate to keep going. That initial tree can kick you down pretty much right away, and then you're left with 200 feet or so into a tough green. So he was fortunate to keep going and probably only has 100 or so to the pin.
Yeah, this one too. It looked like the wind was getting under and just pushing them up. But that's what, you want to be aggressive. You want to get there, so you want to throw a little higher.
Great height here
That's
from
the
Jacob.
one right there. And paid the price, though. Just went a little too far. That was too good of a shot, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He striped it. And that's
that
the thing
was
with
a
this
good
green.
line right there.
Landed just 6 or 7 feet long and
Right, that
skipped
was
well past.
probably one of the best drives, but just a couple feet too high. And it's not an easy green, like you say, sloping in all sides.
Yeah, Chris knocked down off that initial ceiling, and now even with a decent looking upshot, he skips away and rolls to probably
Right.
35, 40 feet.
You could see that wind. It's just making these upshots just a little bit more scary.
Yeah, pretty big headwind here is what we had. You can see that one flipping over with the wind.
Oh, that's a bad roll. But he's still got to look at it.
Here's Jacob for birdie.
Just playing it safe. Nothing wrong with that. See again the wind. Putting it up, trying to make it in is going to be tough. Chris playing it safe. Yeah. Nothing wrong with playing safe on these. When you get this close, you definitely want to put it up. As I'm sure Austin will. And the wind gave him a little more up than he wanted.
Yeah, headwind there. He released it a little high, and the wind's just not going to let that drop at all.
Yeah.
Birdies are getting a little harder to come by at this point in the round thanks to the wind.
Yeah.
Anytime you could find one parked was quite a relief just because the putting was so difficult.
Looks like Thomas is really wanting this one. You can see the wind is not blowing down there, so he's feeling a little more comfortable. Ooh, good bid. Not quite get it high enough. Again, those elevated putts, you got to get them up higher than the tray at some point.
Yeah, Thomas has been all over the basket in this round, but hasn't found a lot of the heart so far.
And there he's got it.
Really nice.
Good cleanup there, but you do see that Thomas and Chris, who both caught that ceiling initially, aren't going to leave here with pars. Really just getting out there and taking a par is a pretty good feeling leaving this hole.
Yeah, on this hole you think birdie, but once you release your drive, it's decided pretty much. Either you're going to have a run at it and keep it close, or you just lay up. If you hit that tree up on the ceiling and just get your 3, but as you can see, it's not that easy because that wind does not make it easy to get on that little knoll.
Yeah, we're coming into hole 17 next, which is the start of a 2-hole, very downhill stretch. We're playing on, if you didn't know, we're playing on a ball golf course. This is hole 18 at the ball golf course, which is a par 6, split into 2 holes for disc golf. So we play a par 4 and then a par 5 on the disc golf course, but as beautiful as it gets coming up.
Yeah, so we're playing par 9 for where they play par 6. And it's a long downhill.
Yeah, first one here, 600 feet left to right. The whole left side left of the fence is OB, and we have a left to right wind as well. Really, the key here is just getting as much distance as you can, and if you can stay on the center to the right side, it'll be a bit of a shorter approach.
Yeah, it's hard for the backhanders anyway to not drift off to the left too much.
Hoop gets a great angle on this one, flexes out and gets a big skip as well. Finishes left side, but should be able to be looking right at the basket from there.
Right, and the left side's not bad. If you got the distance, you just shoot it straight up and just thread through those trees. What are you throwing here?
This is a Star Wraith. I'm looking for a big roller. I actually got to look at Eagle here in practice, and I'm thinking I could get another one here, but...
Yeah, that's the problem with getting them in practice, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, makes you want to do it again.
That one ends up rolling up onto that tee on top of that hill there.
Right.
Probably only 60, 70 feet from the basket.
Nice, yeah. The roller is the backhand way to go, but it has its risks.
Whatever. It's nice and safe over there.
Sidearm
Yeah.
can play it down the middle, and you end up left or right, but it's still, it's going to move away from that OB usually.
Yeah, backhand air shot is treacherous here just because if you have too much hyzer, you can go over that fence left.
Or you hit the hill like this and roll.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's not even that bad. He'll still be able to see the basket from there, probably 200, 250 feet in for the
Right.
approach.
Yeah, that wasn't a terrible roll. You can go all the way across in OB if you're not careful. I think the backhand roller is the way to go on this one for backhanders.
I like that play as well. So Chris and Jacob on the right side here. We'll see Chris's approach. He has to play right along this tree line and then cut into it at some point to get over to the basket, so he's going forehand.
Yeah, you got this whole tree line to deal with when you go to that side.
Comes out a little early, but he catches a branch and probably has about a 25-footer straight down the hill for birdie.
When you're down on the fairway like this, you're shooting more just through a couple trees. So it's more about the elevation and the distance there, as opposed to threading these trees.
Yeah, here's Jacob. Similar shot to Chris, having to go forehand. And catches an early tree. Doesn't roll anywhere, but probably has 70 feet or so to the basket. Can be a tough birdie from there.
Here's another fairway shot. So again, he's just poking through a couple trees. You can see the basket's pretty clear as window. He nails it. Nails it well.
Yeah, having that accurate technical forehand is a huge advantage. Great shot there by Hoop.
It definitely is. Up on the other fairway coming down.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that one to stop there.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's shooting downhill with the downslope behind it. Puts it right up there. Yeah, this one's, it's tough. The second shot is where most of the work is done, and you don't want to end up with a tester like this. You want to be somewhat close.
Yeah, I would say a no-win this hole plays fairly soft. We'll probably see majority birdies, but it definitely gets a bit tougher with the wind, and here's Chris for birdie.
Solid putt right there. Made it look like no trouble at all. And he's happy about that, as he well should be.
Yeah, I think he wasn't particularly happy with his drive or his approach shot, but a good putt will mend a lot of wounds.
Definitely.
Here's Thomas for birdie. And there it is.
Very nice. That was a good solid putt right there. Always tough to follow up a good putt with another good putt.
Nobody wants to be big putted, Peter.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the wind, it gets even harder.
Yeah, there's Jacob tapping in for par. Hoop is still not gone. He's upwards of 4 feet away, and I've got this 5-footer for birdie as well.
Yeah, these two holes are really fun, and the next one especially. It's where you really got a lot of elevation coming up.
Yeah, 18 on the Bay is absolutely the iconic hole of both courses here.
Agreed.
It's 1,200 feet straight down a hill, OB left, OB right. Lot of room for error, but a lot of room to bomb it as well.
Yeah, bomb is the word here. If you just want to let go of one right here, this is the one on the next hole. As much as this one calls for it, the next one's even more. Big smiles there. It's the best part of the game right there, making those putts. So as you can see, this is where we start, and it's all the way down there and beyond.
Yeah, the tree line on the left is the OB, so it does widen a little bit on the left as you go down, and then the kind of the bush line on the right is where the OB is as well. Really, on this drive, you're trying to get as much as you dare to bite off, but a little wrong choice in the angle, and you'll be OB one way or the other.
I think the word there is the angle. It's all about the angle on this one, because gravity's going to pull you somewhat, and it's going to stay in the air for a long time. So depending on your angle is how you end up. So he's got the right angle, pulled it to the right side, and he angles back left, so he's fine.
Yeah, getting down there is a pretty ideal drive. I think any of us on the card would gladly take that as our drive.
Yeah.
We have a pretty strong left-right wind here, so there's definitely some concern over it flipping over too much.
Which is trouble, because it's pretty nasty OB over there. Going left over there, I found that too, and it's not as bad as it seems. But that's not good right there if you go OB.
Yeah, I just need a little flatter on my release there. Get it some anhyzer in the middle of its flight.
Thomas is pulling out a little more right. He's got that turnover angle, which is not going to help him.
Yeah, you can see with that really strong left-right wind and the big downhill, that thing is just going, gone.
Yep. Had good distance, but
I think
just a little too much.
Probably threw that around 850 feet.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately not in the right direction.
Yeah, again, the angle. It's all about the angle, because they're just going to go forever. And that one's turning up early. He's not getting into trouble, right?
Yeah.
Keeps it inbounds.
Let's see where this one rolls to. It looks like it just settled down right there. That's a fine spot. Not really in position to attack for eagle, but likely still in position to make a play for birdie.
Right, exactly. So, there's nothing wrong with taking a par when the other players are going out of bounds.
Kind of just coming straight down.
So that's the safe game.
Here's Jacobs is leaking a little left,
Before the car pass gets it.
but it
I wanted
lands
to get
pretty
a little
softly and
tiny
stays
more
inbounds there on the left side.
You meet both.
So on this, it's all about getting a stance. That hillside was really difficult to get a full throw without a stance. And the thing about this hole is you're playing up on the other group, because we're throwing down, and you can see there's sometimes 3 groups on this hole at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like he's throwing right at that group there on the far side, and
Right,
he's
but they're still a full
350, 400 feet short of him. Yeah.
Right.
Kind of an
So-
accidental roller there by Chris. Still going to leave him with some bad footing on the left side, but should be within range to get there from there.
And Thomas is cleaning up his OB. He's got a good line. This is really a good lie, because you can put some hyzer power on it. But, it's still 3 throws out, so it's a matter of keeping it, in a safe landing zone, not too far. So there's 2, and then 1 to lay up, and he's down.
Yeah, he should still be able to get up and down there for par, so
Right.
not too penalizing, but you really want to pick up the birdie here, or if you have a great drive, give yourself a chance at eagle.
Yeah, you definitely want to get this one in 4 if you play smart and don't get greedy. And, it's hard not to get greedy when you see that wide open downhill throw in front of you. That's not out by much. That's got to hurt.
We actually, it was, I think, a little further in. One of the cards that was leaving
Okay.
on the way down spotted for us and
Right.
went in there and found my disc, which was pretty sweet.
Nice. Yeah, again, the stance. You got no stance, you got no chance. It's all about, getting a good stance. That was a pretty good rip, considering you had that for a follow-through.
Yeah, I'm glad to have survived that experience. I thought about getting a little more aggressive there and giving myself a chance at birdie even with a penalty stroke, but it would have brought on the right side as
You
OB.
might not have got your hands down first. And
Yeah. Here's Hoop attacking towards the pin, finishing up on the hill, in good
Right.
position to get up and out for birdie.
yeah, so this thing is slippery. There's just no stance, so it's hard to get everything you can. So yeah, it's reachable, but under these circumstances, it's hard to reach it.
Yeah, there's really only a couple spots in the fairway that are flat, and
Yeah.
it's not like you get to pick where you
Right.
go, especially
That's-
on this hole.
That's the trick. If you get on a cart path, you get on a flat spot, maybe you can put everything on it, but other than that, you're falling on your face or you're slipping or laying it up nice and safe.
Jacob leaves that a little short, but he should be in putting range. Here's Hoop from probably 100 feet.
He wants to give this one a bid, because this is definitely one to go for. Lays it up there just nice. Tap in. from down here, you think you get it up a little higher, maybe it has a chance to go in.
Yeah, it's a tempting one to run. It's
Yeah.
not really dangerous by the basket, so you want to run it, but it is very difficult to get enough power on it to give an actual run.
Right.
Here's Chris, pulls his upshot slightly, probably leaves him about 20 feet for his par.
This one's just close enough that you can think you gave it a run. Nice bid right there.
I thought I had given it a run until
Yeah.
it landed short of the basket.
Right, again, uphill, no stance. And the cleanup. Nicely done.
Yeah, nice birdie there for Jacob. Good finish to that round. Had a lot of ups and downs, made a lot of birdies, but obviously had some struggles as well.
Yep.
Here's Chris for par.
Ouch. Maybe feeling a little pressure. Maybe feeling the wind. That's uncharacteristic right there.
Yeah,
But-
hate to leave that one short.
Yeah.
A
we
6
all
with
know
no
that.
OB strokes feels bad on this hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only one we thought.
There's Thomas tapping in. There's Hoop tapping in for birdie.
I thought it was like, yeah.
Good finish for him in the last 2 holes. Brings himself 2 strokes back to the lead.
And now the stage is set for the final 9. Everybody knows where they're at and what they got to do. Some are feeling hungry and aggressive, and some are feeling protective and comfortable. All right, nobody's feeling comfortable.
I was gonna
but-
say, I mean-
yeah, but still, you got work to do, be it catch up or fend off.
Yeah, so we see where we finished there. The top 4 will be going on to the final 9 on the lake course. Unfortunately, Chris's miss there on the last hole cost him a tie for 4th. And we might have brought 5 into that final 9. had
Gotta
he
wonder
made
if
that.
he knew that one right there. 'Cause
Yeah.
that clearly looked like an uncharacteristic miss, and he took a little extra time. And there's his expression right there. That one hurts.
Yeah, a lot of birdies, a lot of bogeys in this card. Very windy round.
Yeah, I gotta figure he knew about that one because he normally wouldn't miss that one. And so coming up, final 9. Where's it gonna go from here?
Yeah, 2 strokes between Hoop and myself going to the final 9.
Which is really not comfortable.
Yeah, really
No.
anyone's game.
Yeah.
Thomas and Jacob are a little further back. It would take, I think, an extremely hot run for either of them to catch up.
Yeah, but watching the way everyone's playing, anybody can get hot. And, the 2 strokes on a final 9 is 1 hole. So by no means comfortable. Good luck.
Thanks for joining us for the back 9 coverage. Be sure to tune back in for the final 9 coverage on the lake course, and we can see who wins this thing.
Yep, we'll come back and we'll see you there.